It's Margaret Skype, and in this video I want to talk about a little bit of everything. Tariffs, DeBeers, and just what's going on in the industry and the panic that's creating all over the place. Let's first talk about DeBeers. As you all know, they are showing a loss in, I believe, their fourth quarter, a big loss compared to last year. This is no-brainer. I think most analysts would probably know this going into this because, of course, a lot of it has to do with lab-grown industry coming in and just taking over that. I don't think a lot of people or a lot of jewelers or diamond people industry thought that it would be that massive. I think that a lot thought that it's just another cubic zirconia, it'll go away. But the diamonds, the lab-grown diamonds did stay. And a lot of younger generations are actually enjoying the lab-grown diamonds as opposed to natural. I can vouch for that because we are just experiencing a shift. So if you were to compare our sales to last year, they didn't drop, but they went into lab-grown as opposed to natural. So I think the DeBeers is just, to me, it's a given that they would experience a loss just because I'm seeing so many clients shifting into the lab-grown industry. So I don't see how that's something of news, because I see a lot of people are talking about it like that's news. To me, that's not news anymore. That's kind of like where we're headed, and that is given to me. That should have happened because of the way this industry is just fluctuating towards lab-grown diamonds. Now, let's talk about the tariffs that US put on India and anything coming from India, whether it's diamonds, jewelry, or anything else. So I know a lot of people out there are saying, oh, now is the time to buy diamonds and jewelry if that's what you wanted to do. And I'm going to tell you that you're a little too late, because I don't see why they're doing it. And here's a simple math. We received some of our invoices now as of August, which we're in right now. And most of our suppliers already added the tariffs to our bills. Now, this is funny because a lot of people say, oh, well, just don't buy from India. This is a little hard because I want to say about 85% of diamonds are from India because the cutting is done there. And so even if the diamonds are not from necessarily the origin, the cutting of the diamonds does happen in India most of the times because the labor is cheaper. Oh, of course, it happens in all over the place. There are other places like Thailand that do that too, but just most of them are in India. So it is hard not to buy from India because our industry in US really depends on that. So whether you want it or not, yes, prices will go up, but it's not something that is inevitable at this point. So I don't see the point to rush yourself to buy anything now because, like I said, you're a little too late. We're at the point where, for example, we just bought diamonds from one of our suppliers, which we worked for years. And at the end of that invoice, it says, passing on the new tariffs. And we have to pay, on top of what we normally pay as our dollar amount for the diamonds, we now pay the 25% extra tariffs that they had paid. So they're just passing it on to us. And of course, we have no choice but to pass it on to you because this is the way it works. So at the end of the day, when I say you're a little too late, is because if you were to place an order with me today and say, I want, let's say, pave set, diamond ring, beautiful, lots of diamonds. Those diamonds, if this is a new item, this is not something that's been done in my stock and it's something that just can, you can buy and go and it's been done a year ago. If it's a new item that we have to make from scratch, you're a little too late because you're just gonna have to pay that 25% and there's no way around it. Yes, the price would change. So at this point, I'm not telling you to buy jewelry. I'm just telling you that if you were thinking of a project and you aren't getting that project done now, you are going to incur these costs and there is no way around it. The only way to go around it is to buy something that is already existent. We have plenty of rings that are in our collections that we have done before. We have not changed the pricing on them. So if it's a ring that you're looking for, a diamond ring, engagement ring, and you're reaching out to me and you're saying you don't want to pay the new tariffs of 25%, the only way to go around it is to buy something that's already in my stock that I have done before I had to pay these tariffs. We're not going to raise the prices on our existing collections and on our existing diamond rings that have been done before. Only on the new items that we're going to create, only because we have to pay it too. So I wanted to be clear on that, so that most of you are not going to be thinking in your head that oh, I gotta hurry and make this project now, because now is already late. You're already at the point where we're paying all those tariffs, and so there's not much to do about that. We're still monitoring the industry. We're hoping that maybe things can go back to a different outcome later in the future, but at this point, this is what it is, and there's nothing anyone can do. Other than the lab-grown diamond industry panic and everything else, I'm actually being happy because I feel like people are getting to know lab-grown diamonds more. And so the war that I was talking about in my last videos that was going on between stores is actually starting to come down a little, I feel, because I feel like those stores that were once super against lab-grown diamonds, more and more getting on the train of understanding that it is a little bit of an inevitable future. So yes, of course, you could still sell just natural diamonds, but then you're just cutting yourself short of a revenue that you can otherwise have as a business. And it's totally your choice. We have right now First Dibs, and we sell on First Dibs. Our link is above to our store. It's a great store. I love that store. But in their store, they have precisely made that space for anything but lab-grown diamonds. So no lab-grown diamonds in the whole website. If you're adamant about just natural diamonds, firstdibs.com will not and should not have lab-grown diamonds. They just don't allow it. So sellers there automatically do not sell lab-grown diamonds. So do we as a seller? We only sell our natural collections, our natural diamond collections on First Dibs. So if that's you, you can go there and be sure that the whole website does not have lab-grown diamonds. Other than that, I want to say to each his own, as I always say in each one of my videos. And if I see or hear any other updates, I will update you too. It's Margarita Skyping, and I hope you learned something new in this wonderful new crazy world we're in.